Hi, my name is Robbie. You are welcome back to my channel. In this section, we are going to be solving several questions on indices, where we start from the basic to medium and to advanced questions. So, let's dive right into it. So let's take this question 1. Here, we are asked to evaluate the first one, 64, 2/3. Remember here, you have a fractional power. So for those of you that have not seen my previous video where I was talking about laws of indices, click at the top right hand corner to see the video. So let's continue. So here, according to fractional power, you remember that you have numerator and denominator. Your denominator becomes the root. Our denominator here is 3, so this is 3, that is cube root of 64, and your 2 here comes outside. Remember that we have am over n, where we wrote that this is nth root of a and m. Your a here is something as 64, your m here is something as 2, and your n here is something as 3. So here, the n becomes the root. So here, 3 becomes the root. A goes inside the root. Here, 64 goes inside the root. Then our numerator becomes the power, which is what we have. So what this one means is that the cube root of 64. Cube root simply means the same number you will multiply 3 times. So the same number I will multiply 3 times, that will give me 64. That is 4. That is 4. So the cube root of 64 is 4. Then raised power 2. So 4 raised power 2 simply means 4 will multiply itself 2 times. 4 times 4. That is 16. Easy. Now, let's go to B. I have 4 raised power minus 3/2. This is a negative fractional number. Okay? I've explained that also in my previous video. So here, remember that minus here means 1/. So if minus means 1/, what is left is 4 3/2. 4 3/2. Okay? So this is 1/. 4 raised power 3/2 is like solving 64 raised power 2/3. So here, our denominator is 2. So that becomes the square root of 4, and 3 goes outside, just the way you did it here. So 1/. The square root of 4 simply means the same number you multiply 2 times, that will give you 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. Then you have 3 here raised by 3. So this is 1/8. Easy. Now question C. C, I have 50/32 raised power minus 1 whole number 1/2. Remember, negative on the power. Negative means 1/. So I still have 50/32, 1 whole number 1/2. Right. Now, here I have 1/. Something can go here. 2 can go in 50. That is 25. 2 can go in 32. That is 16. Okay? Remember, this is 1 whole number 1/2. So that is 2 times 1, 2 plus 1. That is 3/2. Okay? So in this case here, your 3/2 is same thing as what we did here. So your denominator is 2. That means 2 as the root, 25/16. Then 3 goes outside, just the way we did this one here. Okay? So 1/. What is the square root of 25? That is 5. What is the square root of 16? That is 4. And this is 3 here. Okay? So what this is telling me is that 5 raised by 3, that means 5 multiply itself 3 times. That is 125. Okay? Then 4 multiply itself 3 times. So I will say 4 raised power 3 pressing calculator, that is 64. Okay, so here, remember, you have 1 divided by, so this is 1 divided by 125 over 64. That is what that means. So remember, this is 1. If I change this division to multiplication, it simply means denominator will go up and numerator will come down. That is the meaning. So this is 64 over 125. So here our answer becomes 64 over 125. Let's go to the next question. Now let's take question 2. The first one is 2a raised by 3 times 5a raised by 5. Now, here we know that a is the basis here. Okay, so if a is the basis, we concentrate on a. So this is 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10, right? 2 times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Then we have times a raised by 3 times a raised by minus 5. So 10 times, remember, these are same bases and you are multiplying. So if you are having same bases, you write one of the base. Because you are multiplying, you add the powers. 3 plus, the times change to plus, 3 plus, then you have minus 5 in bracket. Okay, so this is 10 a 3 plus times minus. You remember in our previous video, plus times minus is minus, so that is minus 5. So this is 10a 3 minus 5. 3 is less than 5, so I will put minus. So 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay, so here I can say 10. Remember, a, but this power is having minus, so you have times 1 over. That is the meaning. Minus on the power side means 1 over. So you have a raised by 2. So here I have 10 times, or I can just easily put what I have there, 10, because this is over 1 here. So 10 times 1 is 10, then 1 times a squared is a squared. So that is what I have. Or if you prefer to leave the answer in this form. Okay, now let's go to B. 9x squared divided by 81x raised by 5. So I can rewrite this as 9 over 81, okay? Then times x squared divided by x5. That is the meaning, right? Because x squared divided by x5 is the same thing as what we have here. So 9 here is 1, 9 here is 9. So I have 1 over 9 in that case. Times. Now here you see, this is base x, this is base x. Same basis, and you are dividing. If you are having same basis or you are dividing, you subtract the power based on my previous video. So this is x here, okay? So this is 2. Division changes to minus, minus 5. So this is 1 over 9 times 2 minus 5. 2 is less than 5, so you first put minus here. So 5 minus 2, that is 3. So remember, this is over 1. So I can say this is x raised by minus 3 over 9. Or I can say 1 over 9. Remember, minus on the power means 1 over. So I can say x raised by 3 here. So this is 1 over 9x raised by 3. Easy. Now, let's take question C. Question C is 27 divided by 64. 27, 1 over 3, and 64 is minus 1 over 6. So I can say here, this is a fractional power, so the denominator becomes the root. So that is cube root of 27, right? And numerator, which is 1, come outside, okay? Now, remember, this is negative on the fractional, so that is 1 over to start with, okay? And that is 6th root of 64 and 1 outside. Okay, so cube root of 27 is 3. That means the same number you multiply 3 times, that will give you 27, divided by 1 over the same number you multiply 6 times, that will give you 64. That is 2. So then this one here, 3 raised to power 1, anything raised to power 1 is that thing. So 3 raised to power 1 is 3. Okay, 1 over 2 raised to power 1 is 2. So this can still be 3 divided by 1 over 2. This is 3 divided by 1 over 2. So in this case, remember this is over 1. So 3 over 1. If I change this division to multiplication, that means this goes up and this comes down. So 1 over 2 will become 2 over 1. So here, 3 times 2 is 6. And 1 times 1 is 1. So this is 6. Okay, let's go to question D. Now for question D, remember the most important thing in indices is for you to have an understanding of the rules. Okay, so here I have this question multiplying this one, multiplying this one. Okay, to make it easier for you, I will put it in parts. So 1 over 27 raised to power minus 1 over 3. Remember, this is a fractional power. So minus means 1 over. That is the meaning of minus. So I still have 1 over 27, 1 over 3. Okay? So 1 over. Remember, this is a fractional power here. So 3 becomes the root. So cube root, okay, of 1 over 27. Then this one comes outside. Okay? I still have 1 over here. What this is telling me, cube root of 127, is that the same number I will multiply 3 times, that will give me 1 over 27. And that is 1 over 3. The same number I will multiply 3 times, that will give me 1, is 1, divided by the same number I will multiply 3 times, that will give me 27, is 3. So that is why the cube root of 1 over 27 is 1 over 3. So I still have this one, 1 here. Okay, now this is the same thing as, check this out now, 1 divided by, remember 1 over 3 raised to power 1 is 1 over 3. Agree? Good. So this is 1 times, because division now I'm changing to times, so 3 goes up and 1 comes down. So this is 3 over 1, and this is something as 3, because 1 times 3 is 3, 1 times 1 is 1. So we have that for the first part. Now the second part is 16, 1 over 4. So you already know this one is the 4th root of 16, then 1 outside. This simply means the same number I will multiply 4 times, the same number I will multiply 4 times, that will give me 16. That is the 4th root. I have showed you how to do this in my previous video, but I'll quickly do it here. I want to get the 4th root of 16. So meaning I'll put 16 in. What can go in 16? 2, that is 8. 2 here, that is 4. 2 here, that is 2. 2 here, that is 1. So 2 multiplying itself 4 times is 16. So that means the 4th root of 16 is 2. So I have 1 here, raised to power 1. And 2 raised to power 1 is something as 2. That is that. Now, this is 8 raised to power 2 divided by 3, okay? Minus, you already know what it means, 1 over. That's the meaning of minus. So I still have 8, 2 over 3 here. So 1 over. Remember, this is a fractional power here. Denominator becomes the root. So cube root of 8. Then 2 goes out. So 1 over. Cube root of 8 means the same number you multiply 3 times, that will give you 8. And that is 2. So cube root of 8 is 2. So 2 raised to power 2. So this will be 1 over 4. But remember, you are multiplying this with this, with this. So the answer we got for this one is, we got 3 and is multiplying. The answer we got for this one is 2 and is multiplying. The answer we got for this one is 1 over 4. Remember, all these are over 1, okay? So 3 times 2 6 times 1, 6. 1 times 1, 1 times 4, 4. So how many 2 can I get here? 3. How many 2 can I get here? 2. 2. So I can say the answer is 3 over 2, or how many 2 can I get in 3? 1 and 1 over 2. You convert that to a mixed what? Fraction. Easy. Let's go to the next question. Now, let's take question 3. The first thing here is 0.25 raised to the power 1 over 2. Okay, you can see here, this is different from the ones that we have been solving. Don't worry, I'm going to explain this. So I'll quickly give you a formula here. Remember, if you have 0.25, what you want to do is, from this decimal, you want to count backwards like 1, 2, like that. So if I count, I'll count 1, 2. When you count 1 backwards, that is 10. When you count 2 backwards, that is 100. When you count 3 backwards, that is 1,000. When you count 4 backwards, that is 10,000. Like that. So in this case, from this decimal, I'm counting 1, 2. There's no other number to count. So I've counted 2, that is 100. So that means the number after decimal is 25. So you now say divided by what you have counted. You counted 2, that is over 100. That is what it means. So if I have something like this for an example, 0.00025. Okay. So let's count from the decimal here. So I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I've counted 5. That is 100,000, right? I've counted 5. You can see 5 means 50 here. You can see 4 means 40 here. 3 means 30 here. 2 means 20 here. 1 means 10 here. So I've counted 5. So what is the number after decimal? The number after decimal is 25. Remember, 000 is not a number. So the number after decimal is 25. So 25 divided by, how many did I count? 5. So 100,000. Okay, so let's go back to my question here. So 0.25 is 25 over 100, which you already understand how to do that. Okay, so in this case here, fractional power means the denominator becomes the root. So the square root of 25 over 100. Then 1 as the numerator out. So what is the square root of 25? That is 5. What is the square root of 100? That is 10. It simply means same number you multiply 2 times, that will give you 25. That is 5. Same number you multiply 2 times, that will give you 100. That is 10. So you still have raised to the power 1. And remember, anything raised to the power 1 is that thing here. So that is 5 over 10. How many 5 can you get in 5? 1. How many 5 can you get in 10? 2. So this is 1 over 2. Easy. Let's go to the next question. Now, next question. B, 0.027 raised to the power minus 1 over 3. Remember, I can count from decimal backwards. 1, 2, 3. I counted 3. That is 27 over 1,000. As you remember, I counted 3. So, raised to the power minus 1 over 3. So, this is just conversion from decimal to fraction. So, as you can recall, minus, when you have minus on the power, minus means 1 over. So I have 27 over 1,000, and I have 1 over 3 here. So 1 over, this is a fractional power, so 3 becomes the root. So cube root of 27 over 1,000. Then you have your 1 outside, right? So here I have 1 over, what is the cube root of 27? That means the same number you multiply 3 times, that will give you 27, and that is 3. So cube root of 27 is 3. Cube root of 1,000 is 10. That means same number you multiply 3 times, that will give you 1,000. And this is raised to the power 1. Remember, anything raised to the power 1 is that thing. So 3 over 10 raised to the power 1 is still 3 over 10. Now, this is 1 divided by. So I can say 1 divided by 1 divided by what? 3 over 10. So this is 3 over 10 here. So 1 divided by, if I change this division to multiplication, so 10 goes up and 3 comes down. So 10 over 3. Remember, this is still over 1 here. So 1 times 10 is 10. 1 times 3 is 3. Or I can say, how many 3 can I get in 10? 3 whole number, 1 over 3. Because 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. That is 10 over 3. Let's go to the next question. Now, let's take C. Now, remember, you can count backwards because this is decimal. So 1, 2, 3. So that simply means 8 over 1000. Remember, you counted 3. So raised power 1 over 3. So we've converted your decimal to fraction. So here becomes the cube root, okay, of 8 over 1000. Then 1 here. So what this is telling you is that what is the same number I will multiply 3 times that will give me 8? So cube root of 8 is 2 and cube root of 1000 is 10. This is 1. Remember, 2 raised power 2 over 10 raised power 1 is still 2 over 10. So how many 2 here? 1. How many 2 here? 5. So this is 1 over 5. Then the last question, D here, 32, 0.2. Remember, 0.2 simply means I count backward 1. So that is 2 over 10. And 2 over 10 is the same thing as 1 over 5 because 2 here 1, 2 here 5. So I can still say 32 is same. I can still say 32 raised by 0.2 is 32 raised by 1 over 5. You can see, easy. Just always take your decimals to fraction. So here, this becomes the fifth root of 32 and 1 outside. You already know that. So this means what? The same number you multiply 5 times that will give you 32. And that is 2. Okay? Because I can still show you here. 32. What can go in 32? 2. That is 16. 2. 8. 2. 4. 2. 2. 2. 1. So it simply means 2 multiply itself 5 times will give you 32. That is why the fifth root of 32 is 2. Then you have raised power 1, which is this one here. And 2 raised power 1 is 2. Easy. Now, this is the basic questions on indices. I will see you in my next video as we move to medium questions of difficulties in indices.